Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of the GPSforlove.com. Today I want to talk about something that is a pattern I see all the time with a lot of the members of our community. And it kind of goes like this. You're in a relationship and there's this guy that you're involved with and he's not giving you what you want, but you love him. And you do everything to try and make the relationship work. And it never does. It never leads to the kind of relationship you're really looking for. Now, here at GPS for Love, we're not about just having a guy or having a relationship. This is about learning how to create a great relationship that's going to stand the test of time, that will help you withstand all the stuff that life throws at you. Because I believe that life is going to throw stuff at you. And if you're not well prepared to get through that stuff, when life throws stuff at you, what happens is that stress creates a lot of pressure, and instead of bringing you together and making you closer, it actually starts kind of like cracks in the ice, where it starts off a little bit, but it just gets deeper and wider until eventually it all breaks and you'll fall through. So my wife and I, as you know, have been through a lot of stuff in the 14 years we've been together. And the reason I share that with you is because to help you understand that has actually made our relationship and our marriage stronger. And I want you to understand why, because there's an actual reason for it. So I drew a little diagram. Now, I'm very primitive, in my artistic ability, so I want to be upfront and clear with that. But it kind of goes like this. If you see this little diagram here, you see that there's three sides. There's me, there's you, here we go, and then there's us. Okay, so I really want you to get this picture in your head. Me, you, and us. Okay, and so what happens for most people in a relationship is they're completely focused on themselves. It's all about me. What can you do for me? What can I get from this? And yes, ladies, this is true about the boys. The boys are all about themselves. But that's only one side of the triangle, because the reality, if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, your needs are important. And those of you who know me know that I've created the checklist for love, which will help you identify what are your needs? What are the things that you absolutely positively must have in order for you to be happy? Now, I also say that going into a relationship is like a cake. Okay, you've got to be a good solid cake where the guy is simply the icing. The relationship is simply the icing, because if you're not whole, you haven't done your work, even if you get the guy, you're never going to be happy. You're going to be jealous. You're going to be insecure. You're going to be that crazy psycho woman. And the guy's going to go, I want no part of this. So me is really important. But again, it's only one. Now, of course, a relationship involves two people. So it's a matter of focusing on the other person. What's important to them? What matters to them? What do they need in order for them to be happy? And of course, that makes common sense. But there's the missing piece, the third piece that often gets overlooked, because in a relationship, what very often happens, it's me versus you. I want what I want, and you want what you want. And so I'm going to do what I want to get what I want, and you're going to do what you want. Or if you're in a codependent relationship, it's all about you. Okay, I'm going to ignore my needs to make sure you're happy, even if it makes me miserable. And I see that so often with the members of our community. That's not a relationship. Okay, a relationship is about you saying, you know what, I am important. What I need is important. What I want is important. Are you the guy who's going to be able to do it? If you're not, I'm going to kick your sorry ass to the curb, and I'm going to go find the guy who is. That's the real mindset philosophy of a winner, someone who goes out and creates a great relationship. So I want to talk about this third step, okay? And that's the us, because that's the most important part. As I said earlier, the universe has thrown a lot of stuff at my wife and I, from financial difficulties to health challenge to tens of thousands of dollars in dental bills. I mean, it's just crazy what life has thrown at us, in the economy, everything. Okay, we're no different than everybody. Everybody's got their stuff, but that stuff has actually made us stronger. And you want to know why? Because the third part of the triangle, us. In my relationship with my wife, with Natalie, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. What can we do to get through this? What can we do to make the situation better? What can we do to make our life as best as it can, working as a team? Because that's what a relationship really is. It's a team. It's no longer about me. It's no longer about you solely. It's about us. And we have to do everything to make sure that we're both happy, we're both on the same page, and we're both heading in the right direction. And when you do that, when you find the guy that does that, you don't have to work on your relationship. You know, I hear this all the time from the members of our community. It's so hard. It's so difficult. And I say, yeah, it is. It's a nightmare. Okay. Your life can be friggin' hell if you pick the wrong person. Okay. But when you pick the right person, the guy who gets it, and trust me, there are a lot of guys out there, when you stand up and you decide that you're only going to go for those guys and you're going to stop settling for the self-serving, immature, emotionally unavailable boys, and you stop wasting your time on those, and you get clear on your lines in the sand, and you say, I want one of those guys, the men. It's amazing how these guys just magically show up. I see it all the time from the individuals that I mentor and also members of our community. So I want you to get in your mind, okay, and really resonate, maybe go back and watch this again, is that it's about us. And so when you get a relationship where you focus on yourself, you also focus on the other person and what's important to them, but then you jointly work together to focus on you, the us, that's when the magic happens. And I promise you, when you get one of those relationships, you'll never have to work on the relationship itself because you'll just be two people rowing in the same direction. But if you don't, you're going to continue to get those crappy toilet bowl love relationships, the kind that you don't deserve. So I can tell you, it can happen. You just got to do some things a little different. As always, I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love for you to look at the triangle and go back at your relationships and see, where did it go wrong? You know, were you too focused on yourself? Were you too focused on the other person? Do you tend to pick guys who are solely focused on themselves? Okay? Or is something else missing? I'd love to hear from you. You know your feedback is real important, and who knows, it might turn up into another video. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Much love.